In today's video, I'm going to be covering speed and rotation inside of the create mod. I'm going to be explaining how it all works and how you can go ahead and change it and all of the different sort of items that can help you with speed and rotation. So let's start off with the very basics. Here you can see I have a water wheel and it's turning anti-clockwise. I can go onto the end of this on one of the shafts here and I can put a cogwheel on it and it's going to spin the same way. If I go ahead and put a cogwheel next to it, so for example if I put one here, that cogwheel is going to spin the opposite direction. So you can see this one is now spinning clockwise, whereas this is anti-clockwise. And that is the most basic way to go ahead and change directions in the create mod. Now, it's obviously useful in some cases, but it's like a bit of a janky way to do things, but it is quite a cheap way to do things. So that's the first way you can do it. So let's say that you want to go ahead and keep the rotation going in the same line here, so it doesn't move over one block. You can go ahead and use an item called a gearbox. Now we have a regular gearbox like this and we have a vertical gearbox. So the regular gearbox is going to give you rotations this like round here, and then the vertical one's going to bring it round the top like that. So if you want to convert this to go up, then you're going to need a vertical gearbox. If you want it just to go a different direction or different rotation, then you can go this way. So if I start off with the regular gearbox and I put it here, what you're going to see is that this is going in anti-clockwise and it's actually going to switch the rotation. So it's going to come out clockwise. So that's the easiest way to go ahead and do it in a sort of non-janky way. And you can also see if I put these on the sides here, it's going to go ahead and keep the rotations the same way as the original one. Now likewise, as I said, we've got the vertical gearbox and this is going to go ahead and switch it too, but then you're going to be able to switch it out the top here. You're going to be able to put them out here just in case you want to change direction for some kind of reason. So that's the first way, or the second way I guess you can go ahead and change the rotation. Now let's say for some reason you want to change the direction with a lever. You can use a gear shift here. So by default the gear shift is going to be going the same way as the original. So you can see right now it's anti-clockwise. But if we put a lever on it and we turn it on, it's going to switch the other direction. So this is useful for different reasons, but basically it means you can just quickly change the rotation right there, and you can go ahead and connect this up to some kind of redstone circuit if you needed to, because I'm assuming there's a lot of ways you might want to use this. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you is the rotation speed controller. We've kind of covered the directional stuff, or like the basics of it. Now this is the rotation speed controller here, and the way that it works is you put an input into it and you're going to have an output at the top via a cog. So I can go ahead on top of it and place this cogwheel here. There we go. And you can see now this is rotating. But what I can do here is I can change the speed this is rotating at. So if I go over here, you can see it says 16. I can go ahead and I can hold it. And I can go ahead and drag this up or down to change the speed. So if I move it all the way up here, it's going to be going at 256. It's moving very fast. Or I can right click it and bring it down all the way down to 1 here. Now you'll notice as well there's another sort of setting at the top. This is if you want it to spin the other way. So right now you can see it's spinning clockwise, but if I bring it to the top, I can make it spin anti-clockwise. And I can go ahead and put in a shaft here, just like that, and connect it up. And if I wanted to bring it back down, I could use some kind of gearbox, something like that. But something to note as well, if I wanted to change it, I can go into here, change direction. I can change the direction here with a gearbox or a gear shift. So let's just do this one here. So now it's going to spin the other way. And if I go ahead and remove it, it will spin back to the normal way. So those are the different ways you can go ahead and basically mess around with the rotation and the speed inside of the create mod. There's a lot of uses for this, but this is kind of the basics of it, and I hope it helped you out. If it did, be sure to like and subscribe. Let me know if there's any other videos you'd like me to make, and I'll see you in the next one.